Hello, I'm Tammy Modick, the Executive Director of Northwoods Alliance for Temporary Housing, or NATH. After several years of hoping and planning, NATH was able to raise enough money to purchase and renovate a residence on Frederick Street in Rhinelander. NATH's mission is to work toward ending and preventing homelessness. Frederick Place exists to provide safe housing and basic needs to individuals and families who are homeless. We operate in an atmosphere of respect, dignity, and hope. We help our residents to return to self-sufficiency and independent living. During the next few minutes, we'll take a look at homelessness in general and its impact on the Northwoods. We will tell you how Frederick Place came into being, how you can help, and how, in its short life, it's had a powerful, positive impact on many lives.
This is Frederick Place, a 16-bed emergency temporary shelter for families, women, and men experiencing homelessness in the Northwoods, specifically Forest, Langley, Oneida, Vilas, and northern Lincoln counties. NATH exists to provide safe housing and basic needs to families and individuals who are homeless within an atmosphere of encouragement, respect, dignity, and hope, all while nurturing and promoting self-sufficiency and independent living. NATH will actively promote public awareness of homelessness by partnering with Northwoods resource agencies and educating the community.
Frederick Place in Rhinelander has been open for nearly 2 months, and the temporary homeless shelter is already close to capacity. Find out what it takes to keep it up and running. Besides a couple of signs, Rhinelander's Frederick Place is rather unassuming. But step inside and it's a cozy place for up to 16 people to temporarily call home.
Most of the people in Rhinelander that are homeless are not the people that you're seeing under the bridges, or, they are the people who have been hopping from friend to friend to relative. So either they have now lost a job, or they have bills that they're unable to pay, or they were staying with people who they now no longer can stay with for various reasons.
One resident is originally from Louisiana but has been in Rhinelander for 2 years. A combination of several life changes left him with no place to go, but he's finding refuge inside Frederick Place.
I feel pretty comfortable being here. Everyone gets along, everyone feels like family.
Each resident gets a caseworker who helps them set goals, work on resumes, and find employment.
Things have been going great. I should be landing a job next week.
Another resident who would like to remain anonymous says the focus on the shelter being transitional is key.
It's a stepping stone from where you're at to get to where you need to be.
It was a victory for the Northwoods Alliance of Temporary Housing to secure Frederick Place. The new challenge is making sure it stays here.
I think some of the struggles that, besides just the money, are also the fact that as we get full, we're still getting inquiries. We still have people who are looking for spots, and we're full. So that's a difficulty. As far as the funding, the goal is obviously to keep this house open. So we need to not only get this year's funding, but next year and the following year.
The plan is to continue to work on fundraising and grant writing to keep Frederick Place alive. According to the executive director of Frederick Place, the driving force behind the shelter is the support of the community.
It's been amazing, and it's been very rewarding to hear the thanks from the residents as well as the thanks from the community. We're so glad you're open. I've heard that several times, and we know people have needed you for a long time. It's great to be a part of that.
And it's only through the assistance of local residents that will help Frederick Place continue to fulfill that great need. The staff at Frederick Place creates a weekly wish list with food, cleaning supplies, and other things that are needed. If you would like to help out or donate, you can call 715-369-9777.
Just because you don't see it as depicted in motion pictures in the evening news, northern Wisconsin is not immune to homelessness, and there are several ways to define it. According to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, it occurs when people are living in places that are not meant for human habitation. These include abandoned buildings, cars, parks, and other similar places. Also included are persons living temporarily with friends or relatives, or in motels on voucher programs, providing a few days of temporary housing, but no longer-term aid. Rural homelessness differs from that in urban areas because those who are homeless are less visible. They are less likely to be homeless because of drug or alcohol addiction than in cities. The majority of the rural homeless are single mothers with children, although Frederick Place has provided shelter for quite a few single men. Rural homelessness usually occurs because of job loss or health, which causes a person or a family to lose its ability to pay rent or make mortgage payments. The stress caused by this often leads to the breakup of families and an increase of domestic violence. The high level of unemployment here and nationally, the lack of good-paying jobs or of jobs in general, and the increased cost of food and energy have pushed more and more people into financial desperation. In 2007, Wisconsin Public Service disconnected gas and electricity to 506 residences in the Northwoods area. In 2010, even with stimulus funds, that number has tripled. Unemployment data for our area matches the national average at around 9%, a number that only includes those still looking for work. Monthly expenditures of the United Food Share program have doubled in the last 2 years, and school statistics tell a heart-rending story.
For instance, transportation, I didn't have a car, I didn't have a driver's license. So, the other thing is the stores and places I needed to go, the clinics and stuff, were all open during the day. See, I was trying to get therapy at the time because it was a struggle. I was getting depressed and stuff, very quite lonely living in the house by myself. What happened was I would have to use a sled in the wintertime to go to a grocery store. It was about a mile and a half away. But I would gear up for it and everything, but it was difficult because I couldn't buy too much. I had to get some out. It was a little child sled. The chiropractor was about 6 miles away, walking distance. I would go from school and then had to walk back. I got in shape, but it was very time consuming, and I would say a thing that was an issue was being lonely too, though. I would also say I always have a chance of being evicted because I wasn't making any money during school because I was trying to go to school and maintain this place. And so when you're always worried about being evicted because the program's not necessarily coming through and there's a lot of issues going on that way, then it's constant stress and just, I don't know, you break down a lot. I broke down a lot at least. So I can't say it was completely easy, but it's transportation, doing this on my own, I had to be strong on my own a lot that way. I mean, I would help in my beliefs in God and stuff, but I still had to be strong-willed to do it too. So that's one of the big things I'd say.
In the 2009-2010 school year, the Rhinelander School District identified 15 students who were in a condition of homelessness. The Lakeland District estimated their number at 10 to 12, and in Tomahawk, the district reported at some time during that school year, 49 students experienced homelessness. The estimated total of students throughout the Northwoods who were without a home of their own was 196 in 2008-2009, up from 120 in the 2006-2007 school year. The large number of people and organizations in the Northwoods who have given time, talent, and money to NATH to bring its shelter, Frederick Place, into being, suggested to NATH's board that if a large number of individual donors made a $100 gift to NATH each year, that the money raised would be the backbone of NATH's annual budget. The cost of operating the shelter is about $200,000 annually, and 1,000 persons providing $100 each year will cover one-half of that cost.
And we've paid for the whole project except for the ADA ramp. I mean, how did that happen? I mean, it's loaves and fishes, isn't it? I mean, to be able to still have money in the bank, which tells us we can operate for a year.
To those who have already made a commitment to this program, we thank you from the heart. To those who are just now learning about 1,000 Give 100, please join this group of donors.